One thinks of you as a thrower. I mean, do you feel like you have to prove that this year?
I mean, I don't have to prove it. I mean, just go out there and have fun. I'm not proving it to anybody. My teammates know I can do it, so I just go out there with them and they know what I can do.
Can you take us through those few days after Rich was fired and not knowing what's going on in that week and what's going through your mind?
My head was spinning. I didn't know what to do. I mean, that's the guy that recruited me. But at the same time, I was with my teammates and my family. We was talking. So.
Did you ask certain people for advice on how to deal with the situation, or did you just do it by yourself?
Some of the fifth-year seniors, they've been through 3 different coaches. So I had to ask them, how did they react to it?
Who gave you the best advice?
Hoke, Van Bergen, those guys told me. And Mike Morris was one of the guys that kind of stood out and told me to.
And what'd they tell you?
I mean, you can't find a better school than the University of Michigan. And the family that you're going to have here is like no other. So.
But the school aside, the academic side, was it? I mean, were you thinking, is this the right fit? You knew, once Brady was hired, they're bringing a pro style. Did you think about whether that was a good fit for your style of football? Or?
I just wanted to shoot. I was like, whatever it takes to play, I'll do it. So that's how I looked at it.
Did he try to convince you, Coach Hoke, or was it he just kind of let you make the decision? Was he trying to sell you on him and his?
We talked, and he didn't really try to sell me. He just told me what was going to happen. And that's it.
What were your first impressions of him when you first met him?
When I first met him, he told us that we're gonna hold each other accountable. And we're at Michigan, and we're supposed to compete for the Big Ten every year.
Were you ever, not to keep beating this, was there ever any part of you that's thinking, I'm leaving? And did you ever get to that point? Someone had it?
No. I never got to that point where I'm leaving.
What's been the hardest part of dealing with, a year ago, a couple of us knew who you were, but for the most part, no one nationally knew. From the time the Connecticut game happened, you got all that attention until now, where you're still getting it. Has there anything been challenging in terms of dealing with the attention, and how have you done it? Because that's not your personality.
Yeah,
really.
I came from a small city, so where everybody know everybody, but when it got to I go to certain airports and people recognize me, that was different. I was used to be able to go to certain places and just have fun, and now people notice me and it's different.
Are you comfortable with that?
It's alright. It's good because I don't do crazy stuff anyhow. So.
What's it like walking around campus now?
Yeah, everybody speak. It's fun. It's good. It's cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy my school campus and all the people that go to school, all the student bodies.
Do you have to think about when you're at a party or when you're doing something? You have to think about that people are watching you. That they're taking pictures of you. That camera phones and stuff. Do you think about that kind of stuff?
No,
you're not worried.
No, because I don't do it too much to cause attention to myself. It's all good.
What did you think when Brady put the countdown clocks in the building and then the sign up about how many days it's been since Michigan beat Ohio State? Is it sort of infectious, his feelings about those games, and how did you react to those?
Oh man, those rivalry games, and we do have the countdown for the Western Michigan game, so that's the main thing right now. So. That is the main thing.
How big's that one? Is that like this big?
That's a big game. We gotta prove ourselves.
Clock. The clock. How big's the clock?
When you came to Michigan from Florida, how familiar were you with the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry?
I grew up watching Florida State, Florida, so I knew that if that game was anywhere close to that game, then it's bigger than Florida State, Florida. That's how I look at it. Michigan versus Ohio is like way bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's
how are the two rivalries different? How are they the same? Can you compare the two rivalries a little bit?
Man, it's one border, one state. So
sorry?
It's the border. So we fight for Michigan, and they fight for Ohio.
So you don't say Ohio State anymore either?
No, we don't say that.
Denard, Brady seems to have brought Bravant back to Michigan. Have you seen that? What's been the difference in just the 7 months he's been back?
He's just been on us hard and just having fun with us. And, he told us that we're Michigan and we're supposed to compete for the Big Ten championship every year. So that's what he told us.
Is that kind of gone into you guys, or are you?
Oh yeah, that's how all of us look at it. All of us look at it.
Nathan Chilhouse, another dual threat quarterback. What do you think about him over at Illinois?
Oh yeah, he's probably one of the most exciting players to watch in the Big Ten.
Why is that?
Because he can make plays happen.
How do you think he compares to you?
I think we real similar. I was just watching Illinois' game last night on Big Ten Network. So, I seen him make some moves that I was like, okay, we real similar.
How often do you watch that Illinois-Michigan game?
I don't like watching it too often. We scored too many points that game. And too many points we scored on us.
Well, you scored more on them.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Denard, what is the one thing you think you've been working on most this offseason?
Just get my timing right with the receivers, feet work, getting the plays down pat.
And is there anything coaches had you work on specifically in addition to those things?
Feet work, trying to keep my feet underneath me and stepping up in the pocket.
Yeah, I talked to Desmond Howard a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that for him, he was talking to you, and you said that footwork was like the biggest thing that you would have to adjust to in the new offense. So I was kind of curious how that was going for you.
It's going well. It's going well. Working my feet to the target. That's probably the biggest thing I've been working on.
It was a year ago. You know, in the second half, your production obviously wasn't the same as the first half of the year. Now that it's over and your body's all better, how much were you hurt? How much was that affecting it versus other things? I mean, were there things like nicks and bruises and stuff like that?
Playing football, you're gonna have nicks and bruises, so you gotta play through that. You know, I had to get used to it.
Did it affect your speed though? I mean, because it seemed like the speed was you didn't have that extra gear that you showed at the beginning of the year. Is that?
I mean, it kind of did, but football players, we play through it. So.
A lot of people are concerned that maybe the offense won't be as explosive as it was last year. But what have you seen from these guys, and what have how creative are the sets that you guys are going to run? Is it still going to be that exciting to watch?
Oh yeah, we're still going to be excited. We still got the guys that we had last year, and that's how we're looking at it. We got some explosive receivers, explosive running back, and the offensive linemen are ready to work. So.
Speaking of running back, who have you seen kind of start to emerge in the 7-on-7s and the workouts? You know, there's a lot of those guys but one of them is going to have to play.
Yeah, I don't know who is. That's something that you got to ask Coach Hope, because I know all of them ready to play.
Yeah.
All of them going to be ready to play.
Denard, what do you think the most fun part of playing football is right now?
Just being out with my teammates, having fun.
Now, how much of that leadership have you done? I mean, how much of it is this? Coach Hope said he kind of said to you at the beginning, you need to be in charge of organizing all this stuff in the summer. You have that responsibility. Is that vocal leadership's not always in your nature?
I'm more of a guy that shows and then lead by showing. And when I have to talk, I speak up. That's how I've always been.
So, but were you giving instructions to the younger guys and stuff like Devin and I guess when Bellamy gets here, but Jack and stuff? I mean, are you trying to teach them what to do and stuff?
Oh yeah, they teach me things. So it's all to get each other better. That's all it is.
Were you able to get all the guys together? Was there any issues, trying to get guys to come out? Because last year I know that obviously some guys didn't come out the way you hoped.
There was no issues this year. I mean, everybody wanted to come out and do what they had to do to get better.
How often did you guys meet specifically? How many days a week was it? How long?
7-on-7 we did it twice a week, sometimes 3.
Did you get a lot out of that, did you think?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll do some one-on-one drills and all that stuff. So we came out a lot.
How are you? Time you've been with the new coach, what's it been like? What kind of an adjustment has it been?
Been all right. Been okay. I mean, getting adjusted to a new coach is always different, but it's all right.
How are you progressing in some of the more difficult throws that you're going to have to make in this offense? You know, the deep fades and the touch passes.
Like I've been saying, we've been working my feet work, trying to get better at moving towards the target. Just stepping up in the pocket, helping me get more arm strength behind the ball. So.
Did you go home at all this summer?
Yeah, I went home.
When you went home, was it different than when you went home last year because of all the attention you had gotten and everything up here during the season?
I mean, I'm from a small town, so everybody knows me, and it's always fun to go back home and talk to the kids and try to help out.
Did they treated you the way they've always treated you? Wasn't any different?
Oh yeah, I mean, they always show me love, and that's just my city. We always have love for each other.
That's Deerfield you're talking about, right?
Deerfield Beach.
Deerfield Beach.
The fact you